Yo, YouTube, welcome back to another driver review. So first and foremost, go Bengals and Joe Burrow, we trust. And then what I will say is that I'm still fairly new to iron club reviews, I guess you'll say. I did a Titleist TSR video when it came out just to see if it was better than my TSI. So still new to the game, and what I also will say up front that I apologize for is I completely screwed up and I forgot to ask the fitter for all of my numbers. So I'm just gonna kind of talk through it and kind of try to salvage the video. So before we get into it, I really hope that you guys are able to take something from this because I feel like I'm fairly average. I'm currently sitting right around a 3 or 4 handicap. Average ball speed as of right now is around 160 miles an hour, carry anywhere from 275 to 280. Total distance on average right now is about 300. So hopefully you guys, if you're anywhere around those numbers, you can get something from this. Current gamer driver is the Titleist TSI 3. I have the Tensei white 65 gram X Flex driver shaft. So I threw that in the Callaway. I tried some aftermarket driver shafts just to see if there was any difference for me. That's pretty much, I feel like, all the information you need to go into this. Again, I apologize for just completely screwing up. I didn't get the numbers to sit here and analyze them with you. So hopefully you're able to take a little bit from this video. And then we're going to head over to MK Golf, Taylor and I's favorite fitter, top 100 club fitter in the United States, here in San Antonio, Texas. If you're anywhere around San Antonio, Houston, Dallas, I've heard stories of people coming from all over the U.S. to get fit by Mark and Kirk and the team there at MK Golf. Absolutely phenomenal people. And Jamie Watson, who's become my favorite fitter there, helped us out in this video. So let's head over to MK Golf. We're going to be hitting the Callaway Paradym, and hopefully you guys enjoy the video.
I didn't go very far.
Speed's actually averaging a little bit higher, faster, a little bit faster ball speed.
2-3 mile an hour right now. Yeah. I'm hitting it low on the face almost every time.
Does it feel good?
It feels good. Sounds good too.
There you go. That was your longest ball.
That was the squared up too.
Taking a look at your best shot, it's pretty much best ball to best ball. It's quite significant actually. It's kind of interesting. So about 2 more miles an hour, a little bit of a lower launch. Spin rate is almost about the same. Again, yours is pretty straight.
Yeah.
So dispersion is definitely a lot better. Now we did take that weight, we did move it to the heel, so that's why you're seeing a little bit more draw. Titleists I've seen kind of tend to be more towards that right side. Your best shot to best shot, 160.4 versus 164.
Yeah.
So it's, quite significant on there.
It's almost 4 miles an hour. This is the same exact shaft in the game.
Shaft, as yours is.
Yeah.
So
65 gram X Flex. I'm kind of curious
yeah.
what some other shafts are going to do to this because it feels good and it sounds good. I've never heard of that. Acra. Ooh.
That was good.
Yeah, that one felt nice. Shaft switch. We got the Ventus 6X in there now. Ventus black.
With that one, the torque is so low that the face isn't rotating. That's why you're seeing a right miss. I've got another one that I'm going to try out. It's the Ventus Blue TR. It's I would say it's probably a half a step below this one.
Okay. Shaft change. Ventus Blue TR. Still 6X.
See how this is
That's a good one right there.
See how that's a lot straighter. We're not seeing that real bad fade off to the right.
That was a little low in the face, but that's like the best ball flight. So because can't be a numbers nerd for you guys, I'll just kind of give you my first impressions. The driver looks absolutely stunning. I think that they got it right. Blue's obviously one of my favorite colors, so it helps. They also added in a top line very similar to TaylorMade, which is what I think makes TaylorMade's look really, really good. I'm not a massive fan of TaylorMade drivers, just the way I hit them, but they did get that top line right. They added kind of the black rather than just the classic driver head with their logo. They added, and I'm not sure what the material is, but you can see it there. Face looks dead square. To my eye, looks unbelievable. And then in the sun, I didn't get a video of taking that out in the sun. You can just kind of see the pixelation on the top of the driver. It looks absolutely phenomenal, to be completely honest with you. And I know that you're never going to look at the bottom of the club, but they went for, you know, kind of like the translucent look. It looks like an ocean moving. It looks absolutely phenomenal. I will say that. When I set it down, looked good to my eye. Face looked dead square. Blue can never go wrong with. I think that Callaway got it right. Before I made the switch to the Titleist TSI 3, I did have a Callaway Epic, the Epic Max LS, and then it just started to go awry for me. And it was really hurting my game, just missing fairways constantly. And the reason I made the switch to the TSI 3 over the Callaway Rogue at the time was dispersion. The Titleist was 5 to 10 yards shorter. And so, I made the switch and I started hitting more fairways. The scores started to go down because I was in the fairway more often. And that was the big reason for switching to the Titleist TSI 3 over the Callaway Rogue at the time. Now, what I will say, and this is what really, really sold me on the Callaway Paradym, and I'll give away the spoiler, I did order it. It's going to be replacing the Titleist TSI 3. The dispersion with the Callaway Paradym was nowhere near the Callaway Rogue for me. I'm obviously not good enough to be hitting the triple diamond, so I'm sure there's a ton of reviews out there for that, but this one is obviously the one that sits right in the middle for mid-handicappers like myself, and the dispersion was nothing like the Rogue. I hit it actually almost straighter than the Titleist, and the big difference was kind of like my best ball to best ball. My swing's not in a great spot right now, and I know that when I get it back, the Callaway is going to be 10 to 15 yards longer than the Titleist TSI 3, and it's going to be going just as straight, if not straighter for me. So that's why I ended up ordering the Callaway Paradym. If you're new to the channel, guys, we've got a ton of videos. If you like this video, leave a like. Please consider subscribing. Taylor and I play a ton of matches. We have tips videos. We travel around doing everything. So this isn't just a review channel. And I'm sure you know that because this review is probably not as good as some of the other ones that you got. But please consider subscribing if you're new, going to check out some of the old content. And if you're not new, guys, we always appreciate the support. We're going to be filming some matches this upcoming week, so be on the lookout for that. I'll talk about the shafts that we hit also. Again, the gamer driver right now has the Tensei White 65 X Flex driver shaft, and I understand that it's just a stock shaft, and I've seen a lot of people tell me, why didn't you hit aftermarket shafts? So I really wanted to go all in on this. I gave 4 different aftermarket driver shafts a shot, and they just did not work out for me. I'm not sure if it's my speed at the time. My speed's gone down significantly. I used to be anywhere from 168 to 170, so I'll be working to get back to that. And that might be why, because premium aftermarket shafts have less torque, a lot less whip at the bottom from what I've felt and what I've heard. And I just wasn't able to score the face at all. I was missing dead right almost every time. And then when I did hit it good, I felt like I was having to come so far from the inside and almost flip the face to save it. So in the case for me, the stock Tensei White 65 X Flex was the best shaft for me, especially with dispersion. The ball speed wasn't any different for me personally. And again, this is why it's so important to get fit, because everybody's different. Everybody has a different speed, a different swing, and you know, what works for one guy may not work for you. And it was actually really interesting to see. I had every intention of going in there, and if I were to buy the driver, which I ended up buying anyway, I thought that there was going to be an aftermarket shaft in there. I really thought the Fujikara Black was going to be it for me. Even the blue TR, the brand new shaft that they came out with, it just was not for me, and I thought that was really interesting. All right, guys, so in conclusion, again, I'm really sorry that I wasn't able to be a numbers nerd for you guys. Hopefully you were able to take something from this. All in all, Callaway, I think they got it right this time. The driver looks good, feels good, sounds incredible. I had supreme confidence setting it down and looking at it. It just looks that damn good, to be honest. The dispersion in this driver for me was much better than the Max LS, the Rogue from last year. I'd never hit that thing straight, and it was the reason why I didn't buy it. So they impressed me enough with 10 to 15 yards plus less dispersion. That's what it was for me. If you're a big Callaway fan, I highly, highly suggest going to get fit. At least hit this thing and see if you had the improvement that I had. It's absolutely phenomenal. So let me know what you think in the comments. Again, I'm really sorry for jacking this one up. It feels almost like an incomplete review, but I did order it, hoping to have it at the end of the month. I really can't wait to get it out on the course and maybe do an on-course driver review, because that's going to be where it matters. I'm going to keep the Titleist around just in case for the rainy day. See you in the next video. Peace.